naga jingmi gi jingin tho ba de ba jingyai peteng ka kamti Dewïong Beaiñ hapo ka jilla kalapin long yu mentri rang ba ka sarkar jilla konrat ke sangma ban ong ba ka kam ka balong bet ban train do arts pass ne menchwa Henry ban penlong Beaiñ Syndet ya kahi ka Ktah ai ki brie ba em kamai jakpo na ka ne ka kam haba juba ba lor ka jingkli ha ka no phai sngi ka khandai tre no pra arja apsan hadin ka jingalang ken hun mentri ka sarkar MDA2 Umentri rang ba ulong bakam de basuk ikibrio bla em kamay jakpo na kani kakam na ki post nam ban e Syndet eka na lor ka taw ulong ru bak sarkar kala shim khya ban na gajing yo priang gijing ujor bat kala dab ban ujor mukadduma de ki hajar tali bat kumju ru la ban khang ye bun tali ki krem ti Dewïong Beaiñ.
Two things out here. 2014 and before, for 200 years, the mining was done in the way, rat hole mining or tunnel mining, whatever you call it. And lakhs and lakhs of families were involved in this. And suddenly you come and say that, oh, the same thing which was okay and legal for 200 years is from tomorrow illegal. Obviously it's a big shock to everybody and the people, and especially the miners. So therefore it takes time for them to come out of that mode where livelihood is dependent, their lives, the families are dependent on that, other businesses are dependent on it. And therefore it's not a very simple thing. Why I'm saying this is because it's very easy today just to say, oh, it's illegal. And for 200 years it was legal. And suddenly one day somebody wakes up and said, oh, it's not legal anymore, it's illegal. Question is it fair for the person who is on the ground, earning his or her livelihood and supporting his or her family, and suddenly saying that it's illegal tomorrow? But whatever it is, it was done. Now in that whole process, all the government machinery, police, legal, everybody has been involved, the judiciary has been involved, trying to implement this mandate that was put in, which as I said is very complicated, keeping in mind the history of 200 years. So to answer to your question is very simple. Is that whenever there have been cases where we have been given information about facts that mining, illegal mining has been happening, the government has acted. Thousands of cases have been filed, thousands of charge sheets have been done, and many actions and fines have been made, many mines have been closed down. So action is happening. But as I said, one has to remember and realize and that this thing that we call illegal was legal before, and suddenly one day just to get up and it says illegal. It is not so simple for people to just simply go away. For livelihood to be sustainable in the long run, alternatives have to be given to people. Now if you want an alternative to mining, then you have to come with scientific mining. Now that process is on now. We are seeing that transition from rat hole mining to a scientific and a safer mining happening. It's going to happen today, tomorrow? It can't. It takes time because people have to invest, people have to adapt, people have to file for different procedures, get the permissions from Delhi, from Coal Ministry, from CMPDIL, from Government of Meghalaya. So it is going to take time. But the important point is we are in that direction. We are moving towards that phase. And while we move and transition into a phase of having a more safer mining system and the transition of having more scientific mining system, there will be certain issues and cases that will come up. There could be certain incidents, but as a government, as I said, for us the rule of law is important, and therefore we do implement it. Whenever we get information, we act on it. We have closed down many mines, and we have filed cases against many people, and we'll continue to do that. But I think, as I said, while we look at the administrative and the legal aspect and judicial aspect to it, we also need to realize the social aspect, the livelihood aspect, and understand the humane side of why this is happening, and understand that though it is desirable to be able to completely switch off, it is practically not so simple for individuals who have been, having the livelihood dependent on the mining for hundreds of years, families and generations later, suddenly telling them that you cannot do this, you cannot live your life, you cannot, support your family through this, you have to stop this. So it is that humane side which I think the people should understand, the press should understand, and everybody involved should understand. What is important for us to see is that slowly and steadily we should find the alternative, and hopefully we'll be able to find a situation where we are able to now, in the coming days and years and months, that we'll have a safer system for the miners and a safer system for the overall environment.
Habatin, pej bahagi kishab plus F.
Ka plus F?
Hakabam bangibam dunaki eki batay kamet. Namar kata habathiru atau kau kamlu ka umpnyang kadut pej ya kishab plus F hakajing som. Yaki nutrient kumki vitamin bat ka ayan la icon diat bat akabatau bha kam Ktah ka dur jengki marbam kajing mat lani ka rukom shed yaki balehi banai kita kadon ka we kajing mentoy bakongsan ka kot ka kia ka nutrition bakam bha kajing im bakam bha pendon kam daki marbam medon ka sharp plus F menta kasni
Lawan Ra Shafi Lingba ko office jong Commissionerate of Food Safety Meghalaya